Homes under $500,000 in Ontario are disappearing, and in some places they're fully non-existent. For example, in 2013, almost 60% of the homes in Burlington were under $500,000. Now it's only 2.2%. Cambridge went from 94.8% to 6.9%, and a massive swing in Ajax from 75.4% down to less than 1%. Barrie as well, going from 96.5% to 7.3%. And if you've listened to Doug Ford recently talk about homes in Ontario, he hasn't been saying affordable housing. He has been saying attainable housing. And I think there's a reason for that. I think politically he knows that affordable housing is impossible, so he doesn't want to overpromise. This isn't an attack on Doug Ford. I think he is using that language appropriately. Now, mind you, none of these are attainable, but if he said affordable, well, that's just not realistic. Like when I was growing up, one person with a half-decent income could buy a house for their family. Now, a two-income household making over double the Ontario average income cannot afford to buy an average home in Ontario. And yes, we need to build, but it's more than that. We need rent caps to make sure that people who are renting can actually save up money to buy homes. We need to get corporations and investment firms out of housing in Ontario. We need to subsidize and incentivize purpose-built rentals. And we need the Ford government to stop giving money to developers that they're not going to pass on to us. Ford cut developer fees. We're still going to be paying for that. It's just going to be pure profit for the developers. And on top of that, we still have to, out of our taxes, pay for the stuff that the developer fees would have normally paid for. And the gas hookups for Enbridge, we're paying for that. Taxpayers are paying for that. Ford is going out of his way to override rulings and make changes so that housing is cheaper for developers to build, but not necessarily cheaper for us to buy, and it's going to cost us more in the long run. Conservatives talk a big game of government getting out of the way, but Doug Ford has consistently gotten in the way of housing being more attainable in this province.